Well, it looks like I'm live, and that's always good because you don't need a seance or anything to see the show, then, right? Anyway, yes, I make that every time. I make that joke. Okay, it's a medium joke. Okay, so it's not a extra large or a great joke. It's just a medium joke. It's not a big joke. It's Linda. Hello, Linda. Hello, Linda. How are you doing tonight? Don't know why I'm saying it in that voice. I am live. Yep, that's what it tells me. I check every now and then. I used to look in the obituaries from time to time just to make sure. Hey, Gemini, how you doing? Okay, so tonight we've mentioned things like gematria, numerology, and life purpose, and all kinds of things. We haven't really looked much into gematria, but some people do and have found quite a lot of interesting things looking into gematria. Mm. So I thought, okay, get a gematria calculator, pull that up, see what we can find out, right? See what we see. And what is that all about? Well, um, every number has a numerical value in gematria. I mean, every number, every letter. I'm a professional. I wonder if that'll come up in the gematria. But yeah, every letter has a numerical value. It's kind of like numerology, but it's different. And the numerical value is like a code. And so people call it decoding. Get it? Decoding. We're going to do some decoding. Okay. Yes, I'm in that kind of mood tonight. You better watch me. So please watch me. Please watch me. Um, how, well, I'm staying calm and maintaining the course. It's cold as a nun's habit. Mm. Over here, yeah, I am wearing one of my nice heavy sweaters and trying to stay warm. But that's okay because it's winter and it's supposed to be cold in winter, I guess. So having a few cold days is not bad. We're going to warm up again next week, so it's not bad. Anyway, we didn't have nearly as much of anything, cold snow or anything, as they kept telling us we were going to have, and I don't think that's going to. Maybe we scared it with all that weather talk we did last time. I don't know. No, we didn't scare it. I'm kidding. Anyway, frog's butt. Frog's butt. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, Linda, but hey, if you're into it, that's cool. You didn't go woke on me, did you? I hope not. Anyway, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you, Linda. Mm. I think that's the last camp you'd be in. So basically, every letter has a numerical value. The universe does seem to use numbers as part of the code. So even though some of us have trouble with this number stuff, um, there's still the linguistics part of this. So maybe looking into some words and what words are also related numerically to other words, maybe we're going to start to see a picture emerge that we wouldn't see otherwise. Or at least that's the theory, and that's the way some people use it. Well, I don't know. You guys are smart. You think we can do that too? We can try. I've got the Gematria calculator right here, waiting patiently for us to input some words. And colder than a frog's butt. Oh, that's it. Colder than a frog's butt. Okay. Is that like finer than frog hair? Frog hair's pretty fine. I can't see it. I think that's the idea. Anyway, so I have the Gematria calculator. So I've got that. And then we're maybe going to talk some neurolinguistics. What the heck are we really saying to ourselves? When we really get to the point where we really want to look into something, maybe we'll even start looking up word etymology. Huh. Oh, yeah. Because word etymologies are weird. I told you before in one show, we were talking about how they're still babbling us. The Tower of Babel incident never quit. They've been doing it ever since, too. And they ain't going, they ain't stopping anytime soon. So can we unravel all the babble? Can we unravel all the babble and get on with our lives? Yeah, there's a line I'm probably going to use at some point. Okay. Okay, you guys. So that's my idea for tonight. Of course, the discussion will probably go where doggone Jelly World pleases because it does that. It just does that, you know. And if it does that, that's okay. I mean, I don't mind. Just I'm doing my job, you know, and I get to visit with you. So I'm gonna say my little bit here. Hi, I am D Ocean. This is D Ocean's Deep Woo, and here we do the deepest of woo. I mean, we get pretty deep in here. And, you might need a frog suit. Back to frogs. Anyway, yeah, because we're experiencers. And a lot of the time we're not acting, we're not acting like we don't know that some of this exists. We know some of this stuff exists. Do we know everything exists? Well, my theory is all probably does in some way, shape, or form. But we're willing to feature that probably it does if a bunch of people are witnessing it and experiencing it. So we're very experiencer friendly here. So we don't mince around, and you can think whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want. I don't care. We don't care. We don't care. It's okay. You can believe it. You can not believe it. Doesn't matter. Might still be fun, huh? But as far as I'm concerned, I believe that, yeah, this has pretty much got to be a matrix. As a matter of fact, I kind of remember why we built it, what we were doing, what we came here, what I came here for, and some other stuff. It's a matrix, sorry. This is a simulation. One of the ways you can tell, this is your little Abby. You have a soul. How do you know? you can go somewhere else. While you're sitting here in this little Abbey, you can also be somewhere else. You can be sitting in class daydreaming of being somewhere else, and you're there. Well, that's just imagination. By the way, this is water. I'm finding I'm having to drink a whole lot of water these days. So, if there wasn't something else beside your body, how would you be able to get around like that? I mean, science is starting to say, well, has been saying, your subconscious doesn't know a real event from a simulated event. So if you're imagining something, you might as well be doing it as far as your subconscious is working on it. Or if you're watching a movie, you're experiencing it. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference. So, another funny thing about the subconscious, it listens to everything. 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 And it really listens to what we say about ourselves and others, but really about everything. And okay, which one of you out there was smoking and watching this? I have tremendous cotton mouth right now. Okay. Oh, well, okay then. If that's how it is, that's how it is. We'll just live with that. People can, and of course, one of the nice things about being recorded is that anybody can come and click it when they finally get time to do so or finally catch on that it's here. Half the time it takes people. I can't believe this. Gosh, I'm going to down that whole thing probably. Sometimes it takes, oh, by the way, Linda, it can take a half an hour for them to get word I'm on live, even though I put out notification. I don't get notified that shows are on until sometimes after they're over. Then I get told they're on. Thanks. So just so you know, I'm just sitting here going, well, I just trust that it gets to who it gets to for. And and everybody's been reporting the numbers have been weird. Like they were going a little better. Numbers we hear were going a little better for a while, and then all of a sudden just went. So I don't know what's going on, and I've decided that I'm doing my job. I'm not going to care. I'm just going to keep doing my job here and hoping that whatever we're doing gets to the right people and hoping that, well, the world is turning. It really is. So, many people have been reporting, though, that there's always something weird that doesn't make any sense going on like this. So, with our people listening and whatever, there's always something weird going on. And I already know that the kind of stuff we talk about, if I were monetized, they'd probably be looking at me real close. Yeah. So I'm okay. I'm just okay with it. like I said, I'm here doing my job, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, come hell or high water. If people finally realize I'm here and come in, that's nice. The regulars, I know, usually straggle in maybe half an hour to an hour later. That's the way YouTube is. I'm thinking of going to Rumble. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So, yeah, I am probably heading for Rumble at some point. I keep saying that, but it's a little harder to set up than here. Oh, you finally set up your crystal table, Linda. Oh, I don't remember you talking about that, but it sounds like a great project. One day you'll have to tell us more about that. Okay, so anyway, I digress a lot, don't I? Maybe I divergate. It's a word. Okay, we're experiencers. You know, I believe that we're in a sim. It's looking more and more that way all the time. There are some very smart people with PhDs that agree with me on that. I'm not alone here. That there's a very low chance that we're not in a sim. Okay? So, what can we do? Learn to work it, learn to hack it. Me? I'm going for ultra hacked God mode. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay, Linda. Well, anyway, if I can get myself, well, that's what I always say. This is the other thing I believe is we are divine. You are divine. We are divine. We have spark of God. Oh, this is so. Why should this be so controversial? Is because there are some beliefs that say you can't say you're God. No, no, it's the worst thing. No. Oh, but there was a guy, their own guy, the one they called Jesus, although that wouldn't have been his name because J wasn't invented until the 16th century. But the one that they called Jesus said a couple of really weird things that got me in trouble when I went to Sunday school as a kid, when I bring it up. One of them was, know ye not that ye are gods and sons of gods? The other one was, all these things and more you shall also do. All these things I do, something like that. That's paraphrasing. Yeah, he was saying, you're going to be able to do everything I'm doing and more. Okay, so get off my case now, religious folks. And if that's not your religion and your prophet didn't say that or whatever, well, okay, take it or leave it. This is what we do here, though, is I tell you you're divine, and I try to convince you of that a little bit each time because you know what? Since I've decided that to embrace that I am divine and that I am a creator, and so is everybody else, my life just keeps getting better. Rather than, I mean, it just gets better as as long as I am saying, okay, I'm going to take responsibility. I'm learning how to drive this sim. I'm learning how to drive this little Evie, and I am in control here. I get a lot of help. I mean, just like you get help from other people, there are other beings that help. And I'm a medium, so I can often see and hear and talk to them. And so I know they're there. Uh, so I'm not going to sit here and act like it isn't so. Okay. I've had enough experience with Sasquatch, and so has a bunch of other people. Sasquatch is real. Aliens are real. Interdimensionals are real. All this stuff is real. Ghosts are real. Everything's real. As far as I can tell, just about everything, except our current administrative leader in this country right now. He's a hand puppet. Our leaders are not real. No, they're being played by somebody. They're not real. It's a joke. Not really. Anyway, this is funny. There are people who are kind of keep coming up with this. It's like they do readings on it and stuff, and it's just like, and stuff just keeps coming up. It's like it's not real. Oh, okay. So we're caught up in this game. We're caught up in this movie. Like I said, I'm looking to unlock Ultra Hacked God mode. Why not? Really enjoy myself while I'm here, right? While we're trying to debug and devirus the sim, which is the problem. It's the inverted matrix right now. We're trying to set it back up right again. And I sometimes wonder if the pole flip is really going to be a polarity flip from really stupid to like sensible. Maybe. Well, that would be one I could get behind. Polarity flip. But anyway, oh, Les! Hey, Les, how you doing? So, we're in that. I mean, we're seeing so much evidence of this. So I was thinking, we'd see what other words come up when we do the Gematria forum. This is what people do, and they call it decoding. Well, we're in a code, you know. We're in code. We're experiencing code. We have a code in our node. We we have severe codes sometimes. So just anything that can help us understand what the heck is going on here, right? Okay. So you've been burning the candle at all three ends? You mean like in the middle as well? Both ends and in the middle? Oh dear. Les, you gotta watch that stuff. You gotta save a little, save a little to live. But anyway, so that's what, the other thing I gotta say is remember, this is just tips, tricks, and hacks for playing that massively multiplayer, total immersion, VR reality, virtual reality, holofractal learning game called Life on Earth. It has nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside of the Matrix. With that being said, we should be able to say just about anything we doggone please because it's a sim. So let me get back here. Oh, it's playing games with me again. It's not letting me press the right button. It keeps flipping back. Keeps flipping me off. Nasty. Okay, here we go. Oh, you don't have COPD. Yay, James! Hey, James! You don't have COPD. Oh, okay, James. So you were just, or Les, you were just kind of, okay. Well, go burn a candle and whatever. Um, hmm So, James Ortiz, I am very glad that you do not have COPD. We put some effort toward that. So, real glad about that. It doesn't mean that everything's just all hunky-dory yet, maybe, but, you know, that means things are not as bad as you thought they might be. Sometimes we do that to ourselves. We scare the Jesus out of ourselves. That's an old way of saying we scare ourselves. Okay, you scared the Jesus out of. So basically, I got the Gematria thing here, and hang on. Okay, now one of the ones I, oh shoot, and I touch something and it goes away. Okay, this is interesting. Wait. Okay, so the name that I use, what? You're killing. It's one of those nights. Well, so I set up my show, so we're going to talk Gematria and look up some values. And now it's telling me this page is not going to work. But I do have one page saved here that I looked up. This is interesting because we We determined some time ago that my personal goddess type would be Saraswati, which is the wife of Brahma. It's a Hindu goddess, which it would not be terribly surprising, I suppose. So I decided one of the ones that I was going to look up to see what words are numerically connected with Saraswati. In Hebrew Gematria, that's 982. The number is 982. And that number, the very first thing that comes up, I'm not kidding, that it's numerically connected to in Jewish Gematria is President Donald Trump. What? First entry. I don't know who Derek Johnson is. I probably should. Derek Johnson is on there too. There's also services, Riverside, Womb. Boy, am I ready. Maybe it's time for a change. Braveheart, election integrity. Some people I don't know. Lift the veil. Your second chance, 8th June. Donald Trump president. Well, that's just the other way. Love this. Humanity is one. Indigo crystal children. Decode microchipped population. Wolf. Because he has done great things. Channeling frequency. Corticosteroid replacement. John Rockefeller. Oh, wish I was. Yeah. I wish I had the money. Initiative. Katrina Fang Mary Magdalene. What? Religious experience. Yeah. I don't know. Some of these are not in. Year of the Golden Tiger. Ancient King David. Planet Neptune in Pisces. Ever after. He is protected by God. Matrix is proof of God. Weird, huh? Weird. Weird, weird, weird. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff it's connected to by English and simple gematria. Phoenix, flat earth. Spirit, Desanus, future, God wins. Mirror, who is Q, Catherine, let's see, anything interesting? PSYOP, Liberty, Space Force, POTUS, Cleopatra, Can't Wait, Starseed, Prison is in there, better watch out, I guess. Stargate, I'm comfy AF. Asteroid, the Father, Man of Sin, Private, Darkness. Wait, damn, never mind. Did we win? And coconut, of all things, are all numerically connected to Saraswati. Weird, huh? Okay. Now, if this thing can work, we can see what. Is it working? The page isn't working. Great. You're leaving me up the road up the creek without a paddle. But not to be defeated. I am going to look for another one that is on. It is up. Let's see if I can find us another one. Because there's more than one. That just happens to be the main one. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So, let's see. The name I use on the credit cards, on the bank card and stuff. The Gematria value is 362. And oh, well, it does not give you other words that add to the same thing on this one. So it's not going to be what we're looking for. We'll see. So it could be that there's not another one that does that. What? Okay. Well, we're definitely having technical difficulties here. Yep. We are having some really freaking bad ones. So, okay, heck with it. We've got one more try here. Forbidden. Gematria robot. Forbidden. What? What happened? Did something happen here? All of a sudden, Gematria become public enemy number one? Wow. Become somehow dangerous? Okay, let's try it. This one. Okay. Why is it throwing me around like this? Okay, there's something very odd. There's something really odd going on here. Really odd. This is weird. Okay, I am sorry. I cannot. Well, I certainly cannot do what I was planning on, but we can still talk about neurolinguistics because that is also a part of this. If this ever comes, no. Well, see, the thing about neurolinguistics is not just the etymology of a word, the etymology, of course, being the origin of a word, but oh, okay, they're replacing fiber optic cable. I wonder if they're doing something here because I've been having trouble with internet and various sites on my phone, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So, oh, so you had every kind of blood test and swabs and okay. Well, I'm glad that you're doing a little better anyway. Gut health is really important. I don't know if you drink kefir or if you can drink kefir, but it does help. That's one of the things that helps my stomach because I get a nerve. My mother used to call a nervous stomach, but it's also called irritable bowel. Anything that stresses me out gives me irritable bowel. So I've had to learn to deal with that, man. Um, it's not great. It's just one of those things that I think comes with the physiology because my mother used to have the same thing all the time. I'm trying to figure out if it's something I can unhook myself from, like if it's maybe some kind of a generational curse that I can unhook myself from. I think I may actually just try treating it like that and see if I can do it, get rid of it. So basically, neurolinguistics, now that's about what are you telling yourself and what is your subconscious hearing. And there's a lot to it. Like if you're always telling yourself you're stupid, you know, it's like there are things that create in the sim. It seems like your subconscious is and your imagination is part of your creation. It is part of your ability to create along with your emotions. Think about this and your vibration. So, if your vibration, your emotions, and your imagination are dulled down by something or brought to a low vibrational level, you're not going to be able to create what you need to create. You're not going to be the full fledged divine creator you could be. So, oh, okay. So, you have to think about this. What am I telling myself? And what am I spending lots of time thinking about and imagining? If you're always imagining the worst, you could be building that. You could be creating that in the matrix. And the farther along you get, like I've been at this quite a while, like I know doggone well that if I let myself horribilize and think of all kinds of horrible things that could happen, I could be really hurting myself. But it's even more than that. There is a school of thought that is saying, what does the word sound like? What is your subconscious really hearing? Not just what the etymology is, not just what it's supposed to mean, but what your subconscious is hearing. As in when you get up in the morning. Well, like it's not spelled the same, but it's the same as morning for somebody or something. So why would they want you to be unhappy about getting up in the morning? Although many people aren't they? Getting up in the morning. Could this be because our subconscious is hearing morning? When you're in morning, you're sad. You're not happy about it. You've lost something. So this is a heck of a way to get up, isn't it? One of my friends would always say in the AM instead of morning, so that they were never getting up in the morning. They were getting up in the AM. And I kind of understand that now. That's not a bad habit, actually. I should probably adopt it. I'm far enough along, I probably should adopt it. Um, so basically, if you're using words, like another thing is babbling our words. It seems like every generation turns the meaning of some words on its head, turns them upside down. Takes some words and makes them mean something else. I don't think this is natural. I think this is intentional. I think this is an intentional psyop thing so that we can't effectively communicate, so that when we read something we're not sure what they meant, we have to go all the way back to what it meant in context of that time. In the context of my parents' time, if somebody, for instance, says something is dopey or that the person is a dope, it's not a good thing. It wasn't a good thing to them, although today, if somebody says something's dope, that's supposed to be a good thing, isn't it? Well, it's like that. How do we know anything really about history unless we know how they thought at the time? And how they thought at the time could have been vastly different from now. I mean, there was a time when they didn't even have a concept of, germs, viruses, and all that. And they thought it was just all evil spirits. Well, I'm not convinced that in some cases it's not, because they can make you sick. Actually, having some kind of spiritual attachment can 100% make you feel sick. And so I'm certainly not going to say that it's impossible. However, we now know that there are other things that can cause that too, that, are not evil spirits. But we're now finding it's not just that, but it's also our mind. What's in our mind can cause illnesses and other things to happen, and self-fulfilling prophecies. So it really behooves us to get a grip on all this. And I try to impress this on people who are telling me their story, is that you need to get a grip on your story and not let it work you, okay? If you can put your story aside about how all this happened and just concentrate on telling yourself a new story, a story about what you want to have happen. If you can start telling yourself that story and others, then you've made a big change. But so often, you got to let go of the other story. There's a lot of things you don't hear about on here that happened to me a while back that were a big impact. And unless I think somebody's going to learn something from it, there's a lot of stuff that happened to me that I'm not going to talk about unless I think somebody's, it's relevant to a point. But I'm not going to relive it. I'm not going to keep telling that story. I'm not going to keep giving that energy. If you keep obsessing over something, you're giving it energy. And I'm not one of those people, oh my God, don't give it. It's like, yes, we can discuss. We can discuss things without lending our energy to it. We can bring it up anyway and not be in denial about it. I mean, I don't think it's right to also be in denial that something is happening. As it is, this gives us an indicator of what we've created so far. And if what we've created so far is not to our liking, then we see something like that and if we admit, okay, this is not what I wanted, then we can go back and say, okay, this is what I wanted. This is what I want now. I want it to be more like this. And try again. But first, I think it's a good idea to just look at what it is. It's like, no, that didn't work. Okay, it didn't work that way. Let's try saying it this way. Let's try doing it this way. Let's try thinking about it when I am in a higher vibration and not when I'm in a lower vibration. If you're thinking about it and you're in a lower vibration, you're going to bring out a lower vibration version of whatever it is you're trying to manifest. And you don't want that because that's not going to do what you want for you. And so it's really important that whatever your situation is, you get out of the despair, you get out of the story, so to speak, telling yourself the negative story, and you get into what you do want. You get into, I know this is hard. This is real hard. I mean, I've known all kinds of terror. Okay, I've known lots of different kinds of pain. It's hard when you're really under it to sit there and say, I am God. I am divine. Somehow I'm responsible for this, but this isn't what I desire. Therefore, I've got to redo this. I'm changing this right now. And then getting your energy high enough that it comes out the kind of creation you want it to be. I mean, if you're in a lot of pain, if you're in despair and all kinds of things are threatening to fall on you, it's very hard to sit there and say, but yeah, I'm going to raise my energy. Okay, here's one way that you do it. I'm sure I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. They find that gratitude and fear can't live together. So if you're grateful, you can get yourself out of the fear. So if you're fearful about something and you have got to raise your energy because you know it's 100% necessary to be able to manifest what you want, one of the techniques is to find something you truly are grateful for, and there's always something. There's always something. There's been times when all I've had to be grateful for is, gee, gravity. Without gravity, we'd be flying off into space. You know, yeah, it's a good thing we got gravity. It's a good thing we have oxygen too. Yeah. Mhm. But really, you'll think of more things like I still have my limbs. I'm not missing too many organs, or any, maybe in some cases. I'm, not missing any. But whatever it is, I still have this, I still have that. I have the ability to eat good food. Um, I have the ability to stay warm in winter, and I have just what do you have? What do you have? Focus on that. Focus on what you do have. And if you go for what you do have instead of what you don't have, you'll find that you won't be as depressed. You'll start to get undepressed. I've had to do this a million times. So if you have less depression, your energy level, your vibration goes up. So as you're in gratitude, you are basically taking the underpinnings of your depression and your fear out. Yeah, the good things in life. That's right, James Ortiz. The things that you still have that are good. And really feel into that. Really say to yourself, you know what, though? I'm blessed. I've still got this. I've got this, and I've got this. I don't have a family, but I have friends. I don't have them near me, but I have them, and they're online. I don't have all these people near me, but I do have them as friends. I can talk to them. I do hear from them. I do hear their thoughts. I can exchange thoughts and stuff with them. And, you know, there were times when that kind of thing got me through, especially at the other apartment. It was not a nice place. There were so many things about that place. I haven't even told you half of it. But I had to sit there and go, but it is a roof over my head. I have some food in the fridge. I have a cat, very nice kitty cat. Um, you know, I have enough food to feed the cat. I have enough food to feed me. I'm warm. Sometimes I wasn't warm in that apartment, though. That the heat went off sometimes wasn't my fault. Um, Stuff like that. You have to do that. And remember, I was very sick too. I had several things go on with me that I don't talk about, but I'm okay now with most of that. Most of that is behind me now. And now I've still got some things I'm working with, but nothing like before, you know. Nowhere near like I had before. The pain level is way down. Um, I still get some pains, but I and sometimes quite severe, but nothing like I used to get. I mean, it used to be all the time. I would have to push through pain to do anything, to do anything but sit there and breathe. And sometimes breathing would hurt and be a lot of work. But, I didn't have a car and I'd have to walk places or take the bus, which is not always fun either because it sometimes you have to wait out a long time for a bus and so on and so forth. But I was always glad that we had buses. I didn't have a car. I was glad we had buses. I was in a place where we had buses. I was in a place where we have places nearby to shop. All of these things we do have. Really, when you start counting it down, you realize you have more than you thought you did. So instead of looking at what you don't have and telling yourself all these stories about how unlucky you are, tell your subconscious that you're very, very fortunate to have what you have. It gets you in a higher vibration. It gets you thinking in a more positive way almost immediately. That's what you need to manifest what you want. It gets easier to manifest the more you can do that. So you've got to get a hold of yourself and stop telling yourself scary stories. You got to stop telling yourself sad stories. Me, I quit watching TV. I quit watching anything that brings me down. I will not watch a lot of news shows. I will not watch a lot of scary stuff anymore. I won't watch sad stuff anymore. I just don't want to bring myself down. And I don't want to be most of all, I don't want to be programmed. Because programming is, well, programming. Okay? And I found one thing. Most of the people who still believe who are like very asleep, they're TV watchers. They're rampant TV watchers. There's other things, of course, but that seems to be across the board. They watch TV all the time. And what are they getting programmed with? Usually a lot of fear. A lot of depressing things come over the TV. They can come over the internet, but you can pick and choose a lot better because you can read it or see it when you can handle it. A lot of times news comes on, it's like right around dinner time when it's going to upset your stomach. Around mealtime, that's not good. But you can pick a time when you're feeling particularly strong and catch up on all that stuff. And then when you're not feeling so strong, you can kind of look into something a little bit more peaceful. It doesn't mean you have to ignore everything that's going on in the world, but just not allow yourself to be affected by it. It's distancing yourself from it. That's sort of what they mean by being an observer, even of your own condition. Even when something happens to you, if you can step back and say, well, this is not what I planned. However, just like this Gematria thing, this is not what I planned. Bummer. Can't do the show I planned on doing. I'll have to do it another time. But instead of flipping out, just roll with it, man. Half of life is just learning how to roll with it. Pretty much, if you've got some music that makes you happy, play that. Let that be your theme song. I have certain things that sometimes I use. I think a very useful song is Ain't Got No Trouble in My Life. I got the music in me. Or Because I'm Happy, that song Happy. If you can sing along with something like that after a while, you'll be telling yourself that you're happy and you will be happy. You will be happier. Most of all, I think one of the other main gifts that we've been given is a sense of humor. We have our imagination. This is one of our most powerful tools. We have the ability to love. The heart chakra, the heart contains so much energy that is part of our super secret superpower. Okay, is that people don't know we have, is that we have a lot of energy to heal things and to change things within our hearts. And we have love, which is of high vibration and can help many things happen. Um, it can help probably anything happen better than it would otherwise. And then our imagination is another thing. How well can you imagine what you want to have, the result that you're desiring? And can you feel it? Can you imagine feeling that? And if you can imagine feeling it and you can see it and you can touch it, your subconscious doesn't know that it isn't really happening. See, that's why I say your imagination is one of your most important gifts. It's one of the things that they try to get rid of, try to teach us out of. You start daydreaming in school and you're in trouble, right? But it's one of our most important gifts, our imagination. So, if so, I say we really got to start thinking about how we teach children differently in schools. Like I said, another thing is a sense of humor. Why is anything ever funny? We laugh to ease the pain because most humor, if you think about it, is based on pain and embarrassment. you know? Or, I mean, really, the funnier it is, the truer it is. You realize, whoa, that's true. How ridiculous is that? And then you laugh. That's why it relieves. It relieves. It's a painkiller. Thank goodness we have the ability to laugh over things. This may be the reason why I'm always making jokes. I have been in pain most of my life. But I found that if I could joke around about it, I would feel better. And also, people would want to beat on me less. You can make people laugh, they won't be beating on you, right? So, all these things, we play our games trying to create the matrix to do what we want to do, trying to get the simulation to do what we want to do. We've got to work on ourselves. I mean, the very bedrock of it all is ourselves. And you know what? It's funny. There's a take on uh it's another Bible story where Moses was told to tell the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh said, "Who are you? You know, who, what's the name of your God?" It's like, and Moses was told to say, "I am that I am." Well, wasn't he saying, "I'm God, I am, I am"? So, was he actually getting told, "Tell him that you are God"? Telling telling him that is very bold, but kind of shocking. But is it an affirmation of your ability over the physical world? The physical world that really we know is not composed of anything except vibration. And if we can vibrate something, we can change it. If we vibrate it differently, it will change. We already know this. I can envision a time when I'll be singing. As a matter of fact, people have said this. When I'll be singing something and it's like I'm taking them away with me on some kind of journey. Like we're traveling somewhere. I might be able to sing us all over the place at some point of it when I figure out exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, I've had people tell me that, it's like I would be getting into a session where I was singing something, and they said, well, all of a sudden I was there. It's like I was there. It's like maybe they were there. Was I teleporting them somehow? A part of them to whatever it is I was singing about? All of these questions and more. We have a lot of questions, don't we? I have more questions than I have answers. Always. That's the way it always is and probably always will be. Anyway, I was going to go in, like I said, I cannot do the Gematria portion of the show, and that's a shame. I'm going to have to try again another time, and that's just the way it is. I will not be able to do that portion of the show. I don't know what caused this. I don't know what I did to come up with this. Um, I'm going to try again better next time. So, um, let's see, how long have we been on? About an hour? Well, unfortunately, that part of the show is gone. I think I'm going to wrap it up early and try again another time. There may be some reason why I can't do this right now because my higher self does a lot of things that I don't understand. My higher self, deeper self, wiser self sometimes allows things to happen and I don't understand why till later, or sometimes I never understand. But instead of getting pissed off at myself for not doing it right, I just think, okay, there's some reason, and that's okay. And maybe I need to be doing something else right now. So I'm going to let myself off the hook and hope that you have a great night and a great day. And, um, okay, I want to remind you once again, you are divine. Hi, I'm God. So are you. Okay? Just want to remind you of that. You're creators and you co create reality. You are the designers of the future. All of us are designers of the future. So imagine wisely for all the reasons I explained tonight. And be gentle with yourself. Beating yourself up is not going to do you any good. Not going to make you a better person. And we're taught that no matter how much we're taught that it is somehow going to make us better, it doesn't make us better. It makes things worse. So don't beat yourself up. Just determine in your mind that you're going to try and do better next time when you miss it, okay? Or that it's going to go better next time. Remember how many times various people failed before they succeeded? Even geniuses, even phenomenally rich people. Elon Musk, Einstein, a whole host of other people failed horribly before they made it, before it worked out for them. So be easy on yourself. Okay. The other thing I would say is truth is where you find it. Hope you find some here. And tell people you love them, because a lot of people are leaving. It's time, but we all know that, don't we? Don't get scared. It's just something that has to happen. And remember, people with a soul end up on the other side. Your soul ends up on the other side, and you will see them again. You can even see them again in this life. In this, you know, if you pay attention, you can still communicate with them. So don't take it so hard. I know it's hard when they're not around, you can't touch them, but believe me, they're still there. I know. Sometimes I get into this mood too. It's like, well, that ain't the same. No, it ain't, but they are still there, really. Okay, I love you. I will want I would love to see all of the best things happen to you. Please take into account what I'm talking about here, and we'll do Gematria at another time, whenever the doggone thing is working, okay? You have a great night and a great weekend, because I won't be on again until Sunday. Can I ask you to like, share, subscribe, and make a comment afterwards? Okay? It helps us get found by the algorithms. And I really feel, yeah. Okay, I'll be seeing you Sunday. I'm here Sunday. Live streams are Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, right around 10 o'clock. So if it's Monday, Sunday, or Wednesday, chances are I'm going to be here at 10 o'clock, because I've only missed one in a long, long time. So you can be pretty sure I'm going to be on if it's one of those days. Okay. And please let me know what you would like to discuss on this show, because this is something like an experiencer support group. We can discuss what you want to discuss. Okay? Send me your suggestions at oceandiana@gmail.com. And you can also send me, if you want to be a guest, if you want to have a particular discussion, let me know. I'll see you on MeWe. We have a group on MeWe. MEWE.com. MeWe.com. And that's called the Galactic Woo Crew, where we leave our memes and our different what stuff we want to share. Okay? Okay. So, okay, that's it for tonight. I'm going off and giving myself a break then, because I do have a few things to get done before tomorrow. I have two appointments tomorrow to get ready for. So this is actually not so bad for me. Take care now.